Morning, boys and girls,
Welcome back,
to another Facebook Live here with our friends, Ben Rudnick.
Jonathan Mercado.
What's up, boys and girls? So,
Back at it again, huh?
every Wednesday. We do it every Wednesday.
Yeah, I like it.
So, it's already becoming like a natural instinct for us to get
now
this
we're
together.
starting to get. It was tough at first. I was coming in. I think I was still sleeping half the time. Now it's like ready to rock and roll on Wednesdays.
I viewed a lot of the previous videos, and I had a lot of ums in there. So sorry about that. We're getting more comfortable at this. But thank you guys for joining us today. Obviously our Wednesday Facebook Live that we do every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Or 10 o'clock? Yeah, 10 o'clock. So
Yes.
today, Ben, what are we calling today?
I think we're gonna call it Light 'em Up Wednesday.
And you boys and girls are wondering why we're going to call it Light 'em Up Wednesday. Well, today's sponsor is actually Lucas Lighting for lighting.
You mean you're not going to be lighting up the tires in the Charger in the parking lot at the end of the day?
Well,
That's why I wanted to call them Light It Up. But I think
I could.
But I think you're right. This does make more sense, being that Lucas Lighting is the vendor spotlight of the week.
Correct. So thank you guys for joining us. Do a couple of house cleaning things before we talk about the vendor. Ben, you want to start off first?
Yeah. So, and I think we talked a little bit about these in the previous weeks, but we want to make sure we highlight these as well. But Sony's got a few different programs going right now, and I'm going to read off of some paper, which I normally don't do, but I want to make sure I get all of the details in. But they've got 3 different things that we're running right now, all based around mobile ES. So this could be for mobile ES specific dealers, but they're taking applications for more. So if you're not currently an ES dealer, you're interested in it, you'd like to be an ES dealer, hit us up. Let us
Call up your sales reps.
yeah, give us a shot to tell you about the program. But we'll talk about some really cool things that they're going to be doing for current ES dealers.
Can I make a statement?
Absolutely.
Guys, when you were trying to get into, if you were interested in mobile ES, there was kind of a large buy-in, reach out to your sales rep. You'll be surprised on how, what the buy-in is, requirements now. So make sure you reach out to one of your sales reps. We'll give you the full details. We have it all right now in stock also.
Yep, absolutely. So 3 things real quick. We got their display program. So for anybody that's looking to put some of the ES product on display, they have a very beautiful display, which we've got a black and white copy up here.
We do have a color one.
Color one that you can check out as well. But basically what Sony will do is, if you purchase the display, they're going to go ahead and they're going to backfill that thing for you. So you can go ahead and load that in. There are a couple other things that you're going to need along with it. There's some switches and stuff that isn't included, which is optional. If you need them or
Just
not.
put a toggle switch. You'll be able to play speakers.
There you go. But that display, also you have an opportunity to get the display for free as well if you hit some qualifiers. We'll talk about that when we get specific with you on the mobile ES program. There's a second one. Now this one's going to be going from now through January 1st of 2023, so we got a little bit of time going on it. Mm-hmm. But they're going to be doing a consumer instant rebate bundle.
Yes.
So they're going to be bundling together some different product and then giving a consumer an instant rebate. And you know what happens when Sony rebates the customers?
They rebate you.
They're going to rebate you guys as well. So we'll have more information on that. But I'm seeing rebates on here for $100, $150, and $300 on some bundles. So it's some serious savings opportunities for your customers, and again, also for yourselves.
And it's an instant rebate, so that means it's already coming off the top total value. So what you're paying on top of what you're giving it to your customer, it's off of the top. So talk to your sales reps, because there's a lot of things that Sony's doing with this rebate and how you're going to be rebated and how you're going to be rebated again. So give us a call.
Rebates on rebates.
Rebates on rebates.
On rebates. So the last thing they have going on right now, and this has been going from September 1st, it's going to run all the way through November 30th.
Yep.
And that's their demo car build contest.
Mobile ES demo car build off.
Yes, thank you.
So pretty much what this is for all mobile ES dealers, you're qualified to build your car all mobile ES. You guys will obviously provide the product. Sony will backfill you on the product, and it's going to have an official judging by 3 people that has nothing to do with Sony corporate. It's just 3 judges that they're going to pick. It's going to be judged, and it has a first prize, second place, and a third place. All have prizes on the best build-offs. I've already seen some works from some of my Sony ES dealers, and all I can say is pretty badass.
Yep. So a couple things that you have to keep in mind here. So the vehicle has to be employee or store owned. So it can't be like your
Customer.
number one customer that's going to come in and pay you for the job and then you're going to get the stuff for free. No double dipping there. They want this to be something that you can demo. So the main part of this is the most demoable vehicle. It's not the best sounding vehicle. I mean, the stuff's going to sound great. It's not necessarily the best looking vehicle. I'm sure they're all going to look great. It's the most demoable vehicle. So that's why they want you guys to set this up so that you can then effectively pitch mobile ES to your customer base and then take advantage of all those rebates, all those other things that Sony's going to do to support you. So you're going to have to make sure you follow those. It's all the builds. I was going to real quick. So all the builds, they have to have a mobile ES head unit or a Sony 6000. If the 9500 ES doesn't fit the application for whatever reason, you can do a 6000. Has to have ES speakers, amplifiers, and subwoofers, with one exception, and that'd be a build that utilizes an OEM radio when you just can't replace it. So they will allow you to do that, and in that circumstance, you can also use a third-party DSP if you choose, but those are your only exceptions there.
So give a little background on this build-off. So the key point of doing this build-off, like Ben said, is demo. Guys, a lot, and I hate to say this, but a lot of shops lack of demos. So with having a demo vehicle that's been built for this competition, you can actually impress your customers into the Sony ES, product line. Everybody, I don't care who it is, everybody knows Sony. Now it's your time to shine about Sony ES. So if you're interested in the ES line, interested in doing this build-off, get with your sales reps. We'll give you more details. The build-off is good from now till November 30th. So you've got pretty 2 months, should I say, to finish this build-off. It could be something simple or it could be something wild. I've seen a couple of people that have already started with wild, and it's going to be at their storefronts so that way if the customer comes in and goes, well, I would like to hear this, what it would sound in a vehicle, this is your perfect time to shine. You have it in your vehicle, it's a demo, take it to your car, boom, impress them, sell them.
Yep, so again, you've done this beautiful build now. How you enter, you're going to submit approximately a 3-minute video, and it's got to have a walk around of the vehicle, which pretty much makes sense. A brief description of the installation, showcasing any installation techniques or highlights that you did, which would be really, really cool. And a 30 to 60 second explanation of how your store uses that demo car. So again, these are going to be the very, very important parts of that judging. Again, we've got a lot of talented installers out there, and I'm sure that every entry is going to be awesome. But again, we're going to hammer this point home. This is a contest built around being able to demo. So make sure that when you are putting the time and effort into this, that when you're filming these videos, again, about a 3-minute video, make sure you focus on how you're using this to drive Sony business. That is going to get these guys and these judges really excited, and that's how you're going to be able to take home one of those 3 victory prizes.
Correct, and all entries must be emailed to Tazi. So make sure, if you don't know Tazi's email, you get in contact with your sales reps. We'll give you his email, so that way you can email all the necessities that you need for this build off to him. And entries must be in no later than November 30th. That is the deadline of the build off. That is it. They're going to start judging, and from there they will announce the winner.
Yeah, you got about 2 months to go, guys, so let's see what we can do. And we talked about this actually at the Sony. We had a Sony meeting in Chicago a few weeks back, and not a ton of guys take advantage of a lot of these promos. Sony does an awesome job of supporting us and supporting the dealer base, you guys. And unfortunately, we don't get as many entries into these things as I think we should. But again, for the people that are maybe on the fence, it's a heck of a lot easier to win when you don't have as many participants. So if you're kind of on the fence with it, let's show Sony some support. Let's get some submissions in there. And let's see if we can get some winners from GoFest territory.
All I know is back in the day when I was in retail, we used to enter all these events. I mean, these events were hot, and it wasn't only thinking about, it's, having to build a car for my shop. Well, it sucks. I don't want to do it, blah, blah, blah. No, guys, you got to think outside the box. You have to think about revenue coming into your shop. Guys that go, you customers that come into your shop, they look at your shop, be like, "Well, this is pretty empty. Like, why would I want to spend money here?" If you got something to show them, they're gonna be like, "All right, this is the type of work that they do here. This is where I want to take my shop. This is where I want, my car. Sorry, this is where I want to do my business with." Think outside the box, guys. That's the reason for this build off. That's the reason for you to set up the best sounding demo that you possibly can because when those Ferraris come in, Porsche, you get those high-end vehicles, Lamborghinis, guys are not going to want, your $20 speakers. They want a higher end caliber of speakers. So they're willing to spend some money. And what more to spend money with? With a well-known brand like Sony.
Yeah, and to Jonathan's point, we've seen a lot of the beautiful builds you guys have done, but a lot of times you guys have to fund that. You guys have to put all this money in there. We've seen them. We've seen them at the car shows, the thousands, tens of thousands of dollars that have gone into these builds that you guys don't get anything back for. Well, I won't say anything. You get to show it off. It does, build brand awareness.
Bragging rights.
But Sony is going to also give you product back to backfill for this, so it's actually not coming out of your pocket. And then on top of that as well, they're helping you sell their product, which also makes you more money. So again,
use a 9500, get a 9500.
Bragging rights, all those kind of things, absolutely. Let's go out there
No-brainer.
and show them. But let's use this to drive business, to drive our businesses, to drive Sony ES, and really knock it out of the park.
Correct. So, guys, make sure if you don't know any information or you want more information about this build off, reach out to your sales reps. We have it all on paper. We have it all to tell you. So we know how to explain this to you. So make sure you reach out to your sales reps today, tomorrow, whenever you're ready, we're ready.
Yep. And Sony's not the only one that's got some promos going on. I mean, we're giving Sony some love because they got a lot of stuff going on, but they're not the only game in town here. We got some other promos going on. Sirius XM.
Yeah, so currently they have a great promo going on. You buy 5 and you get 1 free. Guys, listen to this.
Sat
Buy
tuners.
5 Sat tuners, get 1 free. That is a killer deal. You net that out, and you're making good money on it. So
Yep, and if you remember, when we highlighted SiriusXM a little ways back, they still have programs where your customers get rebated back on these ones. So it's almost a no-brainer to attach these on to maybe a Sony radio or an Alpine radio.
An Alpine radio, or Kenwood, JVC. So many different companies out there.
Yeah, so that's a program. And a little segue when I mentioned Alpine there, we had an Alpine ad that was going last week, which
Correct.
at this point in time has wrapped up. But the savings on the new pricing, I should say, so it is savings on the ILX W650 is still going on. So
Get in contact with your sales reps. If you aren't an SRP account, get in contact with your sales rep on becoming an SRP account. What are the details to becoming, just like ES, what are the details on becoming an SRP account so you can purchase Alpine through us? Very well protected. 2 lines that are very, very well protected online. They don't want to see pretty much anybody online at this point. And that goes with a lot of lines now. Online's becoming very protected. They don't care about online business. So it's your time to shine with these 2 brands. Alpine has that deal that ended today, unfortunately. For the people that took advantage of it, you're going to make extra money for obviously buying at a lower discounted rate. And then when that deal's over with, all retails go up. So guess what? Now you're making even more money on the brand. So it's a win-win for you. So Alpine deal ends today, but the W650 is still at a price reduction moving forward.
Yep. And before we get into our vendor spotlight, the last thing we're going to mention is that we are open next Monday, which is Columbus Day. So I think, maybe some banks, there's maybe some schools.
What's banks?
I don't know.
They're disappearing. So.
These guys get these days off. Not in this industry. This is going to be busy for us. This is when customers are going to be coming through the doors. Again, a lot of times when you have some of the regular world, the corporate world that's off, they're looking to spend money on these days. So it's a big time for you guys. We will be here to support you. We just want to make sure that you're aware.
And guess what is also a win-win for you on Columbus Day? It is getting cold. So guess what is going to tie into Columbus Day for you? Remote starters. So make sure you guys are constantly getting a hold of your sales rep, loading up on remote starters, because let me tell you, it is going to be a cold season. It's been already cold. I had to turn my heat on last week, which I dreaded because every time it kicked on, it was like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching in my head. So make sure you get a starter nice and warm to get into a nice toasty warm car. Make sure you tell your customers that. Make sure you tell your customers that it's not only a winter product. You can also use it for the spring and the summer when it's warm.
Yep. And then what better way to increase that average ticket when they come in for that remote starter to sell them those headlights, change out their headlights.
So, guys, let me just give you a little segue on remote starters. It's funny because numbers don't lie. We're a numbers company. We obviously have numbers that we've shared with you guys. So, in the wintertime, fall, wintertime, guess what sells the most? You would think it would be a summertime thing. It's not. It's LED lighting. So Lucas Lighting has done an amazing job at being, a manufacturer that provides lighting. And let me tell you, fall and winter is a huge time for lighting. Lucas makes all sorts of different series of lighting to fit your entry level needs all the way up to your big dogs that want like 20,000 lumens, the brightest headlights on the market. It's definitely gonna, they're gonna have needs to fit you. So to go through the series real quick, they have a MX series. So MX is almost like your OEM fitment style. So think of like Mercedes-Benz's that has that little metal clip or that plastic bracket.
Show with those hand movements, buddy.
Oh, sorry. You got to think about that. Those fit into OEM locations. So take a bulb out, like a Mercedes-Benz. It's got that plastic bracket in the back or the metal ring around it. Take a bulb out, put a bulb in. It's that easy with Lucas Lighting on the MX series. Then you jump up, and that's about 10,000 lumens. Move up to the L1 series, which are their entry-level series. Those are 10,000 lumens. Those are more for your guys that come in, Honda Civic, don't want to spend big money. You got a solution for them. L2s is where you start getting into the meat and potatoes. Those are IP67 rated. They're also 13,000 lumen output. Those, obviously are L-shaped, so they do we have one out here? No, we don't.
We have one out here.
But they are L-shaped series, so meaning they do have a fan on the side to cool them off. There are certain circumstances like projectors where you do need fans to cool off because just the projector housing, the capsule itself, can cook a light bulb, a LED bulb. L3s are 16,000 lumens IP67 rated. And when I say IP67 rated, these things are pretty much waterproof. So L3s, 16,000 lumens. So now you're getting into the insane output of lighting. And these are tested to put out what they say they put out. They also have some technology where the beam pattern, if you ever put, like a eBay cheap light on it, you get a bunch of dark spots on the floor. These are all tested to not give you those dark spots on the floor or anywhere. It's a full beam pattern. There's a lot of people, so for installers, by installers, 16,000 lumens. It also has an upgraded CAN bus chipset, so meaning it's CAN bus friendly. Now, it doesn't mean on every vehicle it's going to work flawless, you know what I mean? But like you get your Chrysler, your Rams, your Jeep Wranglers, etc. You still need that 6-ohm 50-watt resistor. But these are very, very friendly on working for, like, let's say, I'm going to throw out there Toyota Highlander, the new ones that are CAN bus.
Maybe a Ford F-150.
Ford F-150, yeah. I forgot about my F-150, which needs a CAN bus on the newer ones. So definitely, if you ever get stuck in a pinch and you need some assistance on lighting, I've done plenty of lighting. I'm there to help out. Just feel free to reach out, and I will always be there to help you out. And last but not least, they have an L4 series, which the L4 series is said to be off-road use only.
Light bar replacements.
Literally.
Light replacements.
Literally, light bar replacements. If anybody has seen these, it's 20,000 lumens output. It is blind you. It is mainly used for fog lights and high beams. You put them on low beams, they're just going to be ridiculous output. They do work on projectors. So pretty much any series from L1 to L4 works on projectors. So make sure
and
that
MX series.
And MX series. So yeah, the MX series do work on projectors also. So their whole lineup works with projector friendly. It has been tested to work with projectors. M2 series is 6K lumens. So M2,
Very similar to the MX.
yeah, very similar to MX output, direct fitment, great set of lights, and like I said, awesome line.
Yeah, the M2 series, that's like their motorsports specific, and that's 6K per bulb. So you can use the M2s in some other applications, but most bikes and stuff like that, it's going to be one. So that's why we say 6K.
I forgot to mention something else. L2 and L3 series are DRL friendly.
Ooh.
So that's a big thing in this industry where you get these bulbs and they're not DRL friendly. Everybody knows, well, I know that DRLs are 6 volts. That's not enough to power an igniter. That's not enough to power, a ballast. Well, these don't have that. So L2 and L3 are DRL friendly. So they won't hyper flash. They won't shut off on you. They'll work.
Yeah, when you were calling us back in 2018 and you're like, hey, why can't I get this working? I would hear it all the time. Pull the fuse for the daytime running lights. We got to pull the fuse. It ain't going to work with it. Now, those are a thing of the past with Lucas, L2, L3s. You can keep that in the mix. And for a lot of customers, I mean, that's a huge thing. Daytime running lights are put in vehicles for a reason. It's for safety. So you're allowing a customer to keep that safety feature, which is really, really cool.
And then last but not least, Lucas is coming out with a new series, L5 series. Now, I got a chance to see these at CES. I'm sorry, not CES, Knowledge Fest. At Knowledge Fest. And let me tell you, very, very impressive. They're even more brighter than the L4s, which are 20K lumen output. They're so bright that their light meter cannot read the output of the bulb. That tells you how bright they are, where the meter's actually going crazy. It's like, yeah, I can't tell you how much output is on these. So those are coming out soon. I've heard by the end of this year, we should see some L5s.
Awesome. Yeah, so the team at Lucas, I mean, they put thousands and thousands of hours into the development of all of their products, research, engineering, before the line was even released. So they put a lot of thought into these things. They use some of the highest quality chipsets that are out there. Across the entire line, it's an aluminum design, so these things are built to last. It reflects in their return rate. It's a 0.8% defect rate, which for the industry is extremely low, especially on lighting, especially in the harsh environments that they are with projector
Correct.
housings. Again, Jonathan had mentioned everything also designed for projector housings. They put a huge focus on correct focus point as well, focusing on focusing.
Correct.
But that also helps maintain the integrity of that horizontal line, that cutoff line that you have, so you're not blinding other drivers. So not only are they great for your family while you're in the car, but it's also made to design to be safe for other people on the road as well. And Jonathan had mentioned everything in the line is going to be CAN bus friendly, which again means most of the vehicles aren't going to require any other parts.
Correct.
But if you have some advanced CAN bus systems like you get in your European
Oh,
cars,
Dodge.
pulse width modulation lights,
Yeah.
Chrysler, Dodge,
Chrysler,
Jeep,
oh,
Ram.
Dodge.
So some of those, they may not just be plug and play, but they offer out decoders, which should, in most cases, make those work to keep all those bulb out indicators and the hyper flashing away.
Except for Rams and Jeeps. So
in which case, yeah,
you still need 6 ohm 50 watt
you
resistors.
may need a little bit else there. But going back to the European vehicles, again, if you've done any Volkswagens, Mercedes,
Plug in and go.
a lot of times the factory the factory halogen bulbs use these weird factory clips that don't always work with aftermarket bulbs. Lucas also makes adapters for those, so now they can truly make all this stuff plug and play, which is awesome.
And on top of that, we're going to be, if you buy a Lucas lighting light, we'll give you a free set of T10s. So you'll get a combo. So you'll get Lucas light and a free set of T10s with your order for every Lucas purchase, and until we run out.
Wait, so you're saying that not only is it going to be forward facing like low beam, high beams, they do lighting for the rest of the car
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
so they
We
do
can't forget that.
they do switchbacks, they do 7140s, they do 3156s, 3157s, T10s. They do all interior and exterior lighting. So they have a solution to light up your whole car, in other words. And all their lighting in the series, like these T10s, are CAN bus friendly. More and more vehicles, I don't know why the manufacturers are doing them the way they are, but they're literally on a CAN bus system. So if one shuts off, guess what? Everything shuts off on that system.
Yeah, I think my air freshener's on a CAN bus system now. Like everything in there, hang it on the window, and all of a sudden now it's throwing bulbs. And
Ben, you drive a '95 Acura TSX.
all right, maybe it's going to be the next car I get, but you kind of know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So definitely reach out to your sales rep. They have a whole line of LED lights. We are including with every L1, L2, L3, L4, MX series a free T10 bulb. Make sure you get with your sales rep.
Yep. So after you check out the ad, after you start buying stuff and loading these in, we want to go ahead and maybe deck you out in some Lucas gear as well. So why don't we go ahead and give away some stuff? We didn't do that last week.
Did we tell them that we're open on Columbus Day?
Oh, we did.
Okay, just making sure I re-say that again.
Yeah, make sure that you call us. This better be a busy day.
Yeah.
A busy day.
So,
we're going to be here.
Columbus Day, make sure we're here, guys. So give us a call. We're here.
Yeah, so after you pick these bulbs up, after you get them at the shop, you call the customer down. What better way to impress than with a Lucas shirt and a Lucas jacket?
Yeah, so you'll get a nice little, so one lucky winner will get a Lucas shirt today and also a Lucas jacket. So let's spin the wheel.
Yeah, let's get back into it. We missed last week with the giveaways, so
kind of sad.
it's not like us. We love
and just remember, guys, these are all people that came to our Winter Summit 2022. So if you didn't come, unfortunately, you're not on this wheel. But make sure that if we do event, you come to the event to get on this wheel. And the winner is, I cannot see.
Oh, we got it.
It's
blocked a bit.
There you go.
All right.
Rob Lowe. Congratulations, Rob Lowe from Katie Designs.
Yep, you're going to be walking away with some cool Lucas gear. You can wear that when you're installing them next time. And that's a really good point that you mentioned too, Jonathan. What we were doing with the giveaways previously was you had to be either an attendee of Mobile Expo 2022, which thank you everybody for coming out for that.
Awesome.
Or you had to like, share the videos that we had here from the previous weeks. Well, since we had a show in between Mobile Expo 22 and now, that's going to be the new kicker. So thank you again for everybody that attended Mobile Expo 2022. Obviously, hopefully you got a ton out of it, but you're not going to get entrance into our giveaways going forward. That's going to be reserved for the Winter Summit registrants. So if you didn't attend the Winter Summit, you're watching the videos and you want to win some of these prizes, make sure you like the video, share,
comment, tell us what we can change, tell us what we can do different.
Tell your buddies to view.
And also, just to give, for all the guys that went to the Winter Summit 2022, I'm still #1 in the racing simulator. Nobody got to beat my time. Sorry, Dave from A-Spec, but I'm still #1. We know the real MVP. Nope.
He's not giving that one up. All right, so congratulations to Rob for winning. And I think what we were doing previously as well, we had some Mobile Expo 2022 interviews that we were tossing to end the day. So I think we're going to be doing that. Bob Hernandez did an interview with Lucas Lighting at the show, so we're going to toss over there. Monday we'll be here. And make sure next Wednesday you're here as well, because that's where we're going to be.
Correct. And then check out the video. And thank you for joining us, guys.
Yeah, see you next week.
See you next week.
Mobile Expo 2022, I'm here at the Lucas Lighting booth with none other than Steve Rogers. Steve, not Captain America, but better. Steve Rogers at the Lucas Lighting booth. The Lucas Lighting, the sponsor of our wrist tags. Steve, tell us what is hot and new with Lucas Lighting this year.
Well, we are debuting the L5 here at the show for the person who absolutely wants the craziest amount of light output. But more than anything, we're talking to dealers about how to be successful in the lighting category. That's the most important.
Awesome. Well, Steve, we certainly appreciate your support. In appreciation for being a platinum sponsor and sponsoring the wristbands. Thank you. This wouldn't be the show without you guys, without your support. We appreciate your time.
We love it. Great job, guys.